Hey everyone, this is Sean Smith, and in this quick training video, we're going to be talking about cash flow. I'm going to teach you how to build recurring revenue in your coaching business. Now, hopefully you're not wanting to create a coaching business just to make money. It shouldn't be that kind of business for you. It should be more about, fulfilling your purpose or serving your crowd, helping other people out, and so forth. And for most people, focusing on just the money is going to shut us down anyway, especially those of us that are drawn to the coaching industry. However, we are building a business, and for your business, you need to create the funding so that you can fulfill that purpose, right? And from a business standpoint, one of the smartest things you'll ever do is create systems that will allow you to have a consistent flow of income. Because if you have financial pressures, if you have money stress going on in your business, you won't have the creativity that you're going to need to, especially in the coaching world, to build a business, to have magnetism, to have confidence, and so forth. Because it's incredibly tough to build a business if you're worried about cash flow. It's going to show up in your energy. You might get desperate. You might start making money decisions, just to make money instead of to help other people and so forth. So it's very difficult to build a sustainable business when you're worried about money. So let's talk about recurring income. And in order to do that, I'm actually going to take you inside my shopping cart here. So I've got the sales tab opened up for reports, and I'm going to switch this to January 1st of 2006, and let me blow this up for you. January 1st, of 2006, and we'll get a daily report. So what this is my shopping cart, and this is an automated system that will send emails, but it also helps you keep track of your customers. Basically an all-in-one solution. I've been using One Shopping Cart for 7 years. There's a couple other systems out there. Another one that we're going to move to with pretty much our entire business is called Office Autopilot. But this is the purpose of this video rather is not to really teach you about these two systems, but I wanted to give you a little context of where you are. So this is my shopping cart. It's where we run all of our business through. So whenever anybody buys something from us, they're going to click a link that takes them through the shopping cart system, and this is a report of all of our daily sales, basically. And so if we were to scroll down here, you can kind of see, it looks like we first started collecting money in this system in June of 2006. So ever since then, this is basically a report of every single day, how much money has come in. Now this is only online, obviously, so this doesn't account for any of our offline business. If people pay for something with check or cash at one of our events, then obviously it's not going to be recorded on here. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of a sense of what's possible, and I'm not here to kind of brag. Those of you that already know me, or if you don't, you'll get to know me, that I'm not all about the money whatsoever. In fact, I'm very far from it. But it's really powerful to know that you've got money coming in on a daily basis, right? It gives you this peace of mind so that you can, create more energy in your business. You can be more authentic in your business. You can also take vacations. I do a lot of assisting at people's events, and I'll be gone for, 8 or 9 days at a time. But I know that I've got consistent revenue coming in to my business, and if I didn't, it would be really hard to justify going out and assisting or even networking events and so forth. It can be really challenging to justify that and to take your time away if you don't have consistent money coming in. And I actually just researched this not too long ago, and I noticed that since December 1st of 2006, which is when we really started to put together a continuity program, since December 1st of 2006, which is over 6 years at the time that I'm recording this, there's been less than 20 days that we haven't gotten a deposit into our account. Now this is all set up automated, so people will come to the website and they'll pay for something, and we've got it all set up to where it automatically deposits money into our bank account, right? And One Shopping Cart will show you how to do that, or Office Autopilot will show you how to do that. So I'm not going to explain the technical side of that right here. But again, I just basically get an email every day that says this is how much money was deposited into your account. Now, that's not why I'm in business, but again, it really helps to know from a peace of mind perspective that we've got consistent revenue coming in. So, if you were to just scroll through here, some days are not super substantial. Looks like November, $98. Some days are a lot more. Here's a $1,500 day. Here's a $2,600 day. So obviously that was a pretty good day. Some days are several $1,000. Some days are just here's a $1,497. So, again, I'm not trying to impress you with a dollar amount, but just with the consistency here, and there's a couple different ways that we've set up in our business to have this consistent revenue. And the first one is really simple. It's actually just offering payment plans. When you offer a payment plan for somebody, like a coaching program, let's say, you offer a high-ticket product or a high-ticket program, you generally want to offer people a payment plan. I've never gotten burned on payment plans over the long haul. Sure, there's been some people that have gotten into a program or bought an event or something, and they end up, their credit card gets declined, but that is greatly outweighed by how many people will buy because there's a payment plan, right? So there will be certain people that don't, come through with their payments, but there's going to be many, many more people that buy because you do have a payment plan. So my experience is it greatly outweighs the people that won't follow through on your payment plan. So I highly encourage everybody that's selling anything, that's relatively high ticket, and that's relative to your market. I mean, $100 could be high ticket in certain markets. $10,000 is, mid-tier in other markets. But whatever your market is, when you offer something relatively high ticket or even medium ticket, you want to offer them a payment plan. And what happens is, you just spread the payments out. And again, any shopping cart like this will do those payments automatically, so you don't have to go back in and, charge people's cards. It's all built into the system. But when you spread the payments out, what it does is a couple things. Number one, it's common practice to have a little bit more money coming in when it's spread out over time. So you might have a 6-month program, let's say a coaching program, that costs $500 a month. So if they do it monthly, it's 500 times 6, which would be $3,000. Or you might incentivize them. You might give them some kind of bonus for paying it all up front. You might say, if you pay it all up front, you save 10%, let's say, which is a good chunk of money. So let's say they save $300, and up front it would be $2,700. So they actually have an incentive to pay up front, but many people, and I would say most people in my experience for my market with high ticket items, most people will do the payment plan. So number one, we're actually getting a little bit more money. Number two, it's spread out over time. Now that can kind of be a give and take situation, right? Where for some people it's nice to get $2,700 up front, and you can do some cool stuff with that money if you want to reinvest in your business or whatever. But what I found is that even though it's nice to get a big chunk of money up front, sometimes it's actually not good because there's no cash flow there. And so when people get money up front, but they don't know when more money is coming later on, it's easy to kind of get into this hoarding mentality where you're a little bit afraid to invest money or to keep the money flowing out, or doing payroll or whatever. It depends on how your business is set up, because you don't have constant money coming in. So even though it can be sort of sexy to get these big paydays, for me, it's actually better to spread it out and have money coming in. So a second way that we do that is by offering continuity programs. And basically a continuity program is when you offer something for a monthly fee. Now that could be, it can really vary. It can be a training video, it could be audio CDs, it could be a host of different kind of content. Sometimes it's all delivered online, sometimes it's all delivered offline where you actually send people physical products, and sometimes there's a combination of both. There's all kinds of variables in actually setting up continuity programs. It totally depends on your market, what they want, what they're willing to pay, how they want it delivered, etc. For instance, one of my markets is largely entrepreneurs in the direct sales world, and they're used to consuming training CDs, physical CDs that they plug in, to their car, or maybe they download it on their iPod or something and listen to it. But it's usually like when they're on the go, when they're in their car or they're exercising and stuff, and they're trained to listen to their their personal development materials that way. So in that market, we actually deliver them physical CDs. We deliver them 3 CDs or 2 CDs every single month. I do 3 calls a month, and I send 2 CDs a month for them. Now that market loves CDs that way. They love to consume it that way. Not all markets would be conducive to setting it up that way. What's important is consumption. That's the critical key, is will they consume your program? Will they consume the material? Will they use it? You can have the best program value. You're going to deliver 10 CDs a month and you're only going to charge $20 a month, but most people are not going to listen to 10 CDs, so it doesn't matter that that it's only costing $20 a month. Most people are going to they're going to refuse, or they're going to cancel out of that program because they're not using the material. So what's important is consumption, right? If your crowd is not consuming the material, then they won't get the value, and if they don't get the value, then they won't continue to pay. So you need to set something up with what I call the maximum consumption value. And as I said, there's all kinds of variables to take into account there. And how to sell your continuity program is really dependent as well. You can offer people your continuity program as something in the industry that's called a one-click upsell, where they'll buy a certain product or a program, and on the next page they can click one button and say, oh, well, I want a monthly program as well. Right? Well, they'll just add your monthly program on top of something that they just bought, or you can sell your continuity program all on its own as a standalone program. Sometimes it's built in. Maybe you give like a 12-month free trial to the continuity program, and then later on you give people the option to continue and so forth. But there's a bunch of different ways to set it up. And again, the purpose of this training video is not to go on in all the different ways you can do that. That would be an hour-long program that I teach. But I just want to give you a sense of what you can set up, just to get your wheels spinning a little bit, especially as you head into my webinar. Hopefully you're getting ready to go into my webinar. Maybe you've already listened to the webinar on creating a full-time coaching business. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of sense of what's possible. But let me tell you another benefit of continuity programs. A great thing that I found is with continuity programs, it really keeps you in the game. It keeps you creating on a monthly basis, right? Let me show you one of the continuity programs that we have. So this is my main website, and Eagles Club members, that's the name of my continuity program, the Eagles Club. Eagles Club members come to this place, and we've got 3 types of calls. They got Gold Nugget calls, which is me teaching a certain topic. We've got expert interview calls, where I interview somebody that has something else to teach. You can see Natalie Osborne, Carolyn Rochon, Ann Webb, Robert McPhee, Lisa Ling. These are all people that I've interviewed for my group. And then we've got an Ask Me Anything call, and what that means is I allow my crowd to send in questions about anything, and I'll just get on and do laser coaching session. So like with the Ask Me Anything call, if I click here to see more, I've got dozens and dozens of these calls, and each one of these calls is basically like a question and answer session, right? And the cool thing about this is it helps you stay engaged and continually interacting with your crowd, because they're asking you questions and so forth. But specifically with this call, each one of these calls might have about 10 questions on it, which is easy for me to just answer questions. But it's a ton of information that we can pull out and put on our blogs. We can use it to market our audios, or write articles on each one of the questions, and just send it out in easy marketing or article marketing and so forth. So there's a lot of content that you get to create when you're kind of forced to create when you have a continuity program. Now, you might not do as much as I do, I probably wouldn't suggest very many people do as much as I do. I do 3 of these calls every single month. So every month, I'm putting out anywhere between 4 and 5 hours worth of content generally. And you can see now this is just the last 3 years, but there's 25 CDs on each of these pages here. And each of these is anywhere between an hour and a half of content. So I am, relatively aggressive when it comes to creating content. You don't have to be that aggressive when it comes to your content, but I just wanted to give you an idea of one of the models that you could follow. So maybe you just do 1 CD a month. Maybe you just do a 30-minute phone call a month, and maybe you just provide a little bit of support. You can do an online community. There's so many different ways that you can set up your continuity program. So I don't want to overwhelm you and give you this model as this is the way that you have to do it, but I wanted to just give you an idea of one of the ways that I've been doing in one of my markets. And as far as what you can make on a monthly basis, we charge $37 for this particular program. That's 2 CDs and 3 calls a month and access to our entire website. So they can actually go in here and download all of this information, although a lot of people don't do that. I'm a part of another continuity program that costs $200 a month. It's a marketing program. I'm happy to pay $200 a month because the value's there. I've heard of other programs that charge $500 a month. So it totally depends. Like I said, I can't stress it enough. There's so many different variables here on how to set up your program, what to charge for your program, how to sell your program. But I just wanted to get you, thinking a little bit. I wanted to get your wheels spinning a little bit, because a continuity program as well as oh shoot, what did I say? I'm totally struggling to find the words there. Payment plans, that's what it was. Continuity program plus payment plans is a powerful way to stretch out your income and give you that leverage, right? So that you can create your you put your energy on creating, bigger projects or just videos and some other things. You're not just constantly hustling, trying to, figure it out of how am I going to make money. So my goal is to help you set up a system where every single day you are bringing in, good amounts of money. Some days it's going to be big amounts. Some days it's going to be smaller amounts, but what would it be like if every single day you had at least a chunk of money hitting your bank account? So hopefully this short training video has been helpful. If you have any comments or questions, please post them right here on this page, and I'll do whatever I can to respond to your questions. So hopefully I'll be talking to you soon. If you haven't jumped on my webinar, make sure you register and listen to, well, you should be registered if you're getting this video, but make sure you attend that webinar so I can talk to you about a lot more in-depth techniques and tactics and mindsets that's going to help you create a full-time, very lucrative, and highly fulfilling coaching, speaking, and training business. Again, my name is Sean Smith. I'll talk to you real soon.